Great genes. Sydney Sweeney recently starred in an American Eagle campaign where she delivered the most accidentally controversial line of the year.
And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
The ad was playful. The internet, not so much. Within hours, the quote was making the rounds on Twitter. Not because of the brand, but because of the biological confidence.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
Sydney wasn't just selling denim. She was reminding Hollywood that she didn't need DEI committees, casting favors, or a think piece defense to get here. Her looks alone have launched 1,000 rage blogs. She's blonde, she's busty, she's symmetrical, and she refuses to apologize for any of it.
Oh my God.
For a film industry obsessed with tortured activist leads and genderless jumpsuits, Sydney's entire existence feels like a microaggression. Euphoria reviewers complained her body was weaponized for male fantasy. Feminist critics said she should use her platform more responsibly. Translation? Stop being so hot, or at least pretend you're sorry about it. But Sydney just smiles and keeps getting work. In a town that's embraced every ideology except beauty without guilt, she committed the ultimate crime. She embraced her looks without caveats, disclaimers, or hashtags. And yes, the jeans fit great too. Too hot for woke. In 2022, Sydney Sweeney told The Independent she couldn't get taken seriously in Hollywood because of her body. "I don't get cast in things because I have she said. "It's all the stereotypes I've heard my whole life." The quote went viral. Not because it was controversial, but because it wasn't an apology. She's posed for Rolling Stone. Walked red carpets in curve-hugging designer gowns, starred in steamy thrillers, and unlike many of her peers, she's never once tried to rebrand it as empowerment. That makes her dangerous. Woke media didn't rally behind her, they dissected her. Jezebel ran pieces asking if she represented a regressive take on femininity. Critics accused her of reinforcing harmful beauty tropes. One feminist blog said her rise felt like cultural backsliding. Even The Cut, in a 2023 profile, couldn't resist asking if she felt bad about playing characters that are too sexualized.
I think it's really important for people to see how words actually affect people.
Sydney's response? A polite shrug, followed by booking more roles. She doesn't denounce the male gaze. She doesn't weaponize it either. She just exists in it, like a woman with agency, which is what feminism was supposed to be about in the first place.
Screams, cries, and has sex. Sometimes it's all three at the same time.
But that's the problem. Sydney isn't hot in a relatable way. She's hot in the way that breaks theories, burns essays, and ruins carefully curated DEI posters. And for some people online, that's worse than being untalented. Conservative family. In August 2022, Sydney Sweeney posted a few innocent photos from her mother's 60th birthday party. It looked like a wholesome, country-themed celebration. Cowboy hats, boots, and flannel shirts. But buried in the slideshow were two fatal frames. A man in a Blue Lives Matter shirt and another in a red MAGA-style hat that read, "Make 60 Great Again." That was all it took. Social media exploded. Sydney Sweeney's family are Trumpers trended within hours. Twitter commentators accused her of platforming white supremacy. Articles from outlets like BuzzFeed and Daily Beast speculated about her political leanings, even though she hadn't said a word. Sydney's response? A single tweet. "You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement. Please stop making assumptions." That didn't help. Woke critics weren't mad that she supported the party. They were mad that she didn't denounce it. Remaining neutral was seen as complicity. Apolitical became political. Silence was violence.
Well, if that makes me a villain, then so be it. I can play the villain.
In Sydney, she just went back to work. In an industry where actors proudly flash Planned Parenthood pins at red carpet events, Sydney's crime wasn't supporting conservatism. It was having relatives who might, and not throwing them under the bus. Problematic roles. Sydney Sweeney built her resume playing complicated, damaged, and yes, often hypersexualized women. In 2019's Euphoria, her breakout role as Cassie saw her topless in multiple episodes. Critics called it exploitative. Some even labeled it softcore. But Sydney didn't flinch for them because the role wasn't about purity. It was about obsession, validation, and emotional chaos. Still, the backlash came fast. Feminist writers on Salon and Vox asked why actresses like Sweeney keep taking roles that reinforce the male gaze. On Reddit, entire threads debated whether Sydney's performances were empowering or just problematic with good lighting. One user wrote, "She's too talented to keep playing submissive girls with daddy issues." And yet, those are the roles that won her critical acclaim. In 2021's The Voyeurs, Sydney played a woman who spies on her neighbors.
What am I even doing?
and ends up entangled in a web of sex, deception, and violence. Reviewers again cried foul, saying she was too willing to strip down. Sydney's answer? Silence. She just kept acting. What they wanted was a disclaimer. What they got was a rising star. Because Sydney Sweeney didn't take roles to make political statements. She took them to perform. And if her characters made progressives uncomfortable, that sounds like a script that's working. Body confidence. In 2023, Sydney Sweeney sat down with Glamour UK and addressed the elephant in the room. Or rather, in every headline about her. My are a big part of who I am, she said. They're not going away, and I'm proud of them. The quote went viral.
The biggest misconception about me is that I am a dumb blonde with big tits. I'm naturally a brunette.
Not because it was controversial, but because it wasn't an apology. She's posed in plunging dresses for Miu Miu, done topless shoots for Rolling Stone, and become a red carpet magnet for headlines like Sydney Sweeney flaunts curves in skin-tight gown. And unlike her peers who dodge body questions or blame stylists, Sydney owns it.
You're wearing for the characters, and then a technical part of the costume that I thought was brilliant.
She doesn't distance herself from her appearance, she centers it. She's also one of the few A-list actresses who refuses to hide behind body neutrality.
My aunts or my friends, and then also myself. I'm very hard on myself, and I think it's important to be, and to be your own role model.
A 2022 Women's Health article, she said she was tired of pretending to downplay her femininity just to make people feel more comfortable. That confidence isn't performative, it's personal. But in woke circles, self-acceptance isn't enough, not unless it's filtered through self-critique. Sydney's crime? She doesn't hate the way she looks. She doesn't minimize it, she leans in. And in today's Hollywood, that kind of confidence gets you branded as problematic before you even open your mouth. Proudly feminine, in a 2022 Elle interview, Sydney Sweeney said something you rarely hear.
And there's a lot of misconceptions
from Hollywood's leading women anymore. I love dressing up. I feel powerful in heels. I like being feminine. That wasn't a soundbite. It was a mission statement. While many stars try to balance red carpet glam with activist credibility, Sydney leaned into the exact thing modern feminism keeps trying to downplay. Classic, unapologetic femininity. She's been featured in Harper's Bazaar wearing silk bustiers. She posed in vintage lingerie for Frankie's Bikinis, a campaign that sold out in 24 hours and crashed the brand's website. And she didn't issue a single post-feminist disclaimer while doing it. In 2023, she became a global ambassador for Armani Beauty.
We are going to start with Armani's Luminous Silk,
joining a brand known for elegance, not rebellion. She also signed deals with Laneige and Ford, curating an image built on glam, not grit. Across interviews, she's doubled down. On The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon in March 2022.
Run and belly flop into the pool.
Really?
She said she prefers classic designers and feeling pretty. On Instagram, she's posted behind-the-scenes looks of flowing gowns and style curls. No natural beauty filters, no ironic captions. She's not edgy. She's not trying to be. And for some, that's the issue. Because in modern Hollywood, power dressing means pantsuits. Sydney came in pink silk, man still took over the room. No politics. In an industry where every press junket feels like a campaign stop, Sydney Sweeney has become known for something increasingly rare in Hollywood. She doesn't talk politics. She's never endorsed a candidate. She hasn't tweeted about Roe v. Wade. She's never given an award speech that included my truth or systemic change. In fact, during a 2023 interview with GQ,
What if I did a rom-com with Jennifer Coolidge?
when asked directly about her political views, she simply said, "I stay out of it. I'm not here to divide people. I just want to make movies." That answer alone was enough to trigger waves of criticism. After the 2022 backlash over her mother's patriotic birthday party, progressive media doubled down. Outlets like BuzzFeed, Insider, and Teen Vogue ran think pieces questioning her refusal to clarify. Social media piled on with one viral tweet saying, "In this climate, silence is a statement." Then, in 2024, it got even hotter. Donald Trump himself publicly praised her American Eagle Great Jeans ad, calling it the hottest ad on TV right now.
Remember the exact order of everything?
Reports surfaced that she had registered a Republican in Florida, and suddenly her political neutrality became weaponized by both sides. But Sydney hasn't budged, because in modern Hollywood, not taking a side isn't just risky, it's taken as treason. Accidental anti-woke icon. In 2024, after her Saturday Night Live appearance, conservative outlets praised Sydney Sweeney as a refreshing change from agenda-driven casting.
But tonight, I'm excited for everyone to get to know the real me.
One National Post headline even asked, "Are Double D the end of diversity politics? Clips from the episode went viral, not because of the sketch quality, but because she wore a red mini dress and didn't lecture the audience. Critics on X, formerly Twitter, said she was tone deaf. Right-wing media called it a return to entertainment. The culture wars had found their new battleground, and Sydney hadn't even said a word. Dutch commentator Eva Vlaardinger-Brock defended her online, tweeting, "I love having blonde hair and blue eyes. Sue me." The implication? Sydney had become a symbol, not of activism, but resistance to it. Even her American Eagle ad drew praise from anti-woke bloggers who saw it as a rejection of body-shaming politics, while liberal writers accused it of sneaky traditionalism, and still she stayed silent. Sydney Sweeney has never declared a political stance.
Because I've actually lived a life. Mom, I'm the one.
She doesn't post slogans, hashtags, or activist reels, and yet she's somehow become the internet's most polarizing Rorschach test. A blonde, feminine, apolitical actress who offends all the right people. She didn't choose the culture war, but she won her side of it by not showing up for the fight. Time's up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video from my fun, lighthearted channel Hollywood Body Count, I'd love a cheeky like, subscribe, and comment. No pressure, no sweat. Your call.